she's gonna read me a book today. What are we reading today?
Today we're going to read The Energy Bus for Kids, and it's written by John Gordon and illustrated by Corey Scott.
Whoa, cool.
It was Monday, and Mondays were never good for George. He woke up tired and grumpy as usual. He watched too much TV last night. He got hooked on video games, and he went to bed too late and had another fight with his sister, Georgette. His mom was upset because he was late for the bus and still hadn't eaten his breakfast. "It's the most important meal of the day," she said. George knew she was right, but he was too tired and had to hurry to catch the bus.
Oh, sometimes I get grumpy in the mornings too.
Yes, I do too sometimes. As George ran to the bus stop with his heavy backpack, he could see bus number 11 pulling away. George was so upset. He wanted to cry, but he didn't. He just put his head down and wondered what else could go wrong today. Luckily, as the bus driver drove away, she saw George, stopped the bus, and yelled out the window, "I wouldn't leave you. Come on, get on the bus." This bus driver wasn't his usual bus driver. George had never seen her before. She said her name was Joy, and she had the biggest smile he had ever seen. He told her his name was George and sat down in the first seat. "What's got you down and what's with the frown?" Joy asked. "Everything is going wrong today," George said. "That's okay, George. You're on my bus now. I call it the Energy Bus. Sit down and I'm going to teach you some rules that will take you on a positive ride through life."
Wow, she seems really nice.
Her name is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah,
Joy.
I like that.
"Are you ready to learn the first rule?" Joy asked. "If you are, say yes 3 times. George and all the kids on the bus shouted, "Yes, yes, yes." Joy told the kids on the bus the first rule. Rule number 1, create a positive vision. When you're on the bus going to school, think about having a great day. When you're on the bus going home, picture yourself having a great night. When you think about your future, imagine yourself accomplishing your goals and dreams, said Joy. If you can see it, you can create it. If you have a vision, then you also have the power to make it happen.
So kind of like having a positive attitude?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. As George waited for class to begin, he thought about what Joy had said about creating a positive vision. He imagined himself getting an A+ on his spelling test today and hitting a home run in his baseball game on Saturday. Then he remembered his teacher telling him the importance of writing down your goals and drawing pictures of them. So George took out a piece of paper and drew a picture of his spelling test with a big A+ at the top. He also drew a picture of himself hitting a home run. George knew the pictures would help him remember his positive visions, so he folded his drawings and put them in his pocket.
Oh, I like baseball.
I do too. That afternoon, as George walked on the bus, Joy gave him a big smile and asked him to sit in the first seat again so they could talk. "How was school?" she asked. "Did you have a better day?" "It was a better day," answered George. "I felt happier, and I'm pretty sure I got at least an A on my spelling test. But after that, I had to deal with a bunch of challenges. I tripped in the hallway while walking to class. I couldn't find my math workbook. A few of the mean kids were doing their usual mean things. I got hit in the face with a soccer ball and had to go see the nurse. It just wasn't a good day," said George.
People shouldn't be mean to other people.
That's exactly right. We should treat people the way we want to be treated. "I understand," said Joy. "We will all face challenges in life. That's why it's so important to learn the next rule. If you want to know what it is, say yes 3 times with me." George and everyone on the bus shouted, "Yes, yes, yes!" Rule number 2, fuel your ride with positive energy. "What's positive energy?" asked George. "It's the positive thoughts and emotions you think and feel and share with others," said Joy. "It is smiles and laughter, gratitude, trust, faith, joy, happy thoughts, and beliefs. If you fuel up with positive energy, you will have the power to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. But what if I feel negative? Asked George. Well, that's the thing, George. You possess the greatest power in the world, said Joy. It's the power to choose to be positive instead of negative.
Oh.
So what do you say we fuel up with lots of positive energy on our way home today? Asked Joy. What do you think the kids said when she asked that question?
I bet
Yes.
they said yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
The children cheered so loud on the bus that the bus shook. Then, as the energy bus approached George's bus stop, Joy told George to think of a success from his day and share it with his parents at dinner or at bedtime. She said his success on the day could be one thing that made him smile and feel great. The next morning, George stepped onto the bus feeling more positive than ever. Someone is looking very happy today, said Joy, smiling back at George. I feel like my tank is full of positive energy, George said with a big smile on his face. I love it, George. Make sure you keep filling your tank with positive energy throughout the day at school. She gave him a few tips to remember. Smile big, be thankful, and fuel yourself with positive beliefs. Then she asked George to repeat after her. I am ready for a great day. I believe in myself. I trust that I will accomplish my goals and dreams. That's a great way to start your morning, isn't it?
I believe in myself.
Yes. The energy bus pulled up to the school and George stepped off ready to take on the day. As he walked towards the building, he heard Joy cheer. Remember, George, if you fuel up with positive energy, you can go as far as you can dream. Dream big, George. You would think that George stepped onto the bus that afternoon full of positive energy, but he didn't. Instead, he walked on looking very sad and upset. What's the matter? What happened to my positive energy guy? Joy asked. I did everything you said. I fueled up with positive energy, but that didn't stop the bullies at my school from teasing me and embarrassing me. George sat with tears in his eyes. I'm so sorry you had to deal with bullies, said Joy. I was bullied when I was a kid, and it didn't feel good. Joy then raised her voice for the entire bus to hear and said, Listen up, kids. Don't be a bully. Don't be mean. Don't say hurtful things to others. It will take you down the negative road in life. Instead, choose to be kind and travel down the positive road.
Yeah, I've been bullied before too, and I talked to my guidance counselor about it, and then it stopped.
That's awesome. That's a great person, a trusted adult that you can talk to in your school as your guidance counselor. Joy then turned to George and said, Bullies are just one of the many types of negative people you will face in life. Some may say negative things about you. Others feel so bad about themselves they try to make you feel bad too. Rather than driving their own bus, they're trying to ruin everybody else's ride. That's why I always want you to remember the next rule, said Joy as she picked up a piece of paper from the dashboard and held it up for George and everyone to see. Rule number 3, no bullies allowed. This means you stay strong and positive and know that bullies can't drain your positive energy if you don't let their negativity into your mind. Negativity comes in many forms, but positivity is much more powerful than negativity. The key is to become more positive than the negativity you face. I understand, George said as the energy bus approached the bus stop. He walked off the bus realizing that he needed to be more positive than the bullies were negative. He also knew he needed a plan to neutralize the bullies and hoped Joy would have some ideas for him tomorrow. The next morning, when George got on the bus, he took his seat near Joy. Joy smiled at him and told him that she had been thinking all night about how to deal with bullies at school. Good, because I have a plan, said George. Well, I have a plan for you, said Joy. First, you avoid them. Do your best to stay away from any bullies that try to zap your positive energy. Second, When they're mean to you, confront them and say, "You are bullying me, please stop," and walk away. Then picture yourself driving your bus, shutting the door on them so they can't get on your bus and their words can't affect your ride. Third, tell your parents, teacher, and principal, or your guidance counselor. No one should have to deal with bullying. It's just wrong. "Okay, I'll try my best," said George as he walked off the bus towards the building where the bullies waited for him in the hallway.
So we need to avoid the bully, walk away from the bully, and talk to someone we trust.
Absolutely, you got it.
Okay, I'll remember that.
That's awesome. When the bullies saw George, they began teasing him, but George was ready. He stayed positive, told himself to be strong, and told them to stop bullying him. Then George pictured himself shutting the bus door on them and keeping them off his bus as he walked away. He could hear the teasing continue, but he didn't let it bother him. In the past, he had allowed them on his bus, but not today. Today, he kept them off his bus, and he felt more positive than ever. The minute the school bell rang, he ran to the bus to tell Joy. "It worked, it worked," he cheered. "I'm so happy for you," said Joy. "Positive energy is a powerful thing. And do you know what the most powerful form of positive energy in the world is?" asked Joy. "I don't know," said George. "What?" "It's love. It's so powerful that it's part of the next rule I want to share with you." I just got cold chills when I read that part. Rule number 4, love your passengers. This means you become a powerful force of positive energy and share love with your passengers. "Who are my passengers?" asked George. "They are your fellow students, your friends, your teachers, your siblings, your family, and the people you interact with every day. Love everybody, George. Be kind, help others, make a difference. When you show kindness to others, you attract kindness like a magnet. You surround yourself with so much positive energy that negativity doesn't even affect you," Joy said. "Most importantly, when you put love into action, you change the world one loving act at a time." The energy bus then pulled up to George's stop, and as he walked away from the bus, he waved to Joy and decided he was going to start showing kindness and love to his passengers at home.
Yeah, so like you said, treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yes, absolutely. That night, George spent extra time petting his dog. He was kinder to his sister and told his mom he loved the dinner that she made. The next morning, he made sure to wake up on time and eat his breakfast, knowing that would make his mom so happy. At school, George smiled more and encouraged those who were having a bad day. He shared his lunch with a girl who forgot her lunch at home. He was extra kind to a girl that everyone teased, and he even made her smile. He helped a boy who dropped his books in the hallway. George was so kind and positive that the bullies stayed away from him, and he was surrounded by other positive kids.
You know, I've noticed when I'm nice and help other people out, it also makes me feel good too.
Yes, it makes you feel so good on the inside, doesn't it? It makes you want to do it again and again. When George walked on the bus that afternoon, with a big smile on his face, he told Joy that he knew the next rule of the energy bus. "What's that, George?" she asked. "It's to enjoy the ride," he said. He had learned that when you follow the energy bus rules, you will enjoy the ride a whole lot more. Rule number 5 was indeed enjoy the ride. George then pulled out a picture he made in art class and gave it to Joy. She looked at the picture and she smiled. It was a picture that listed the 5 rules of the energy bus. Create a positive vision, fuel your ride with positive energy, no bullies allowed, love your passengers, and enjoy the ride. "I made one picture for you and one for our school," said George. "I shared the picture with our principal, and now she's going to share the rules with all the teachers and students at my school." "Well, George, I will display this picture proudly on my bus for all my future passengers to see, and I will tell them about you and how you chose to fuel your life with positive energy." Joy already knew what others would find out. George was no longer just a passenger on the bus. He had become a positive driver who would change the world. George would share the energy bus rules with others through his words and actions, and they would learn what Joy taught him. The energy bus will surely take you on the ride of your life. Beep, beep. The end.
Wow, what a great book.
Isn't it awesome?
It is. Thanks for sharing that with me.
You're so welcome. I'm so glad I had an opportunity to share with you today.
Yeah, this is a great book for anybody starting back to school to read,
Yes.
or to read at any time.
Yes, home. You can use these rules at home, at school, anywhere you go in life. You can use these rules.
Well, thanks for sharing. I'm going to tell my friends to look for this book in the library.
Yes, awesome. I'm so glad.
Well, bye guys.